Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wretched Ranch. Please like and subscribe.
Here we are. He's been handed the keys, he's driven it home, and yes, folks, Jay Summers has just bought this brand new Chevrolet. You know, it goes without saying that Jay thought getting the new car was a big event. It was exciting, and he found exactly the car he'd wanted. He's a repeat Chevy customer and proud of the vehicle he purchased. But the qualities that sold Jay on his new vehicle differ from the qualities that sold him on his previous Chevrolet. As it has with most everyone else, Jay's perception of a quality automobile has changed somewhat. The emphasis of this shift has been toward fuel economy, drivability, and especially toward dependable service. And to help illustrate the importance and operation of a service department quality control system, Pro Service Skills presents Service Quality Control System. Although price and styling remain important in convincing customers where they should buy new cars, today additional factors must convince customers to buy new vehicles from you and not from some other dealership on down the road. Now, one of the most important of these factors is dependable service. Quality service the customer can count on every time he or she brings a vehicle to your dealership. In fact, that's one reason Jay bought his new car from the same dealership where he bought his last one, because they use a quality control system that assures excellent service. But let's imagine for a moment that this isn't the case. Let's assume Jay's dealership doesn't have a service department quality control system to check technicians' work. And let's further imagine that some warranty repairs that Jay wanted done weren't done as they should have been. And well, here comes Jay now, and it looks like he's more than willing to tell us that the job wasn't done right. Let's watch.
Some service department you run here, Sam?
Hello, Mr. Summers. What seems to be the problem?
This seems to be the problem, and I'd like to know what's going on. I'm used to good service, but this time I even told you guys what was wrong with the car. Everybody said, yeah, fine, sure, we'll fix it. Yet when I picked the car up, only part of the work was done.
Now, wait, slow down, Mr. Summers. I don't think I know what you mean.
Well, this is what I mean. I asked you guys to fix all three things.
Engine runs rough, check engine light is on, oil leak. Yes?
Well, the engine runs fine, and the check engine light is off. But this morning there was a puddle of oil under my car, on the garage floor.
Same place as before?
Exactly the same place. The leak is still there, and after you guys told me it was fixed. I'm wasting my time running out here, and so is my wife. I just want the leak fixed.
Mr. Summers, this repair order shows we corrected the oil leak problem. We tightened the bolts on the oil pan. Are you sure this problem isn't just old oil dripping down off the pan?
Well, sure, I'm sure. You're talking about a few spots in the pavement. I'm talking Lake Erie.
Well,
Come on and take a look. See for yourself. It's the same problem I came in here with. If I don't get it fixed this time, I'm going to call the zone office. Maybe they can do something about it.
well, I'll take a look at it. Maybe we overlooked something. Let me check.
I'm sorry to say the dealership was at fault here. You see, the oil leak wasn't in the oil pan as the customer had assumed, but instead in the valve cover gasket. The oil ran down the side of the engine, making it appear as though the leak was at the oil pan. Also, the service advisor didn't question the customer about the problem, and the technician did exactly what was written up on the repair order. Furthermore, this shop didn't use a quality control inspector to check and road test vehicles, so the incomplete repair slipped through and was delivered to a customer who believed his car was repaired. The problem resulted largely from a combination of hasty diagnosis and inadequate attention. Two kinds of errors a quality control system helps detect. And the result, as we can see, can be customer dissatisfaction because of service expectations that weren't met. As you well know, whether the customer is right or wrong, complaints like the one we just saw are never very pleasant. They put a dealership's reputation on the line, and if proven wrong, the dealership's quality image is tarnished. Maybe the customer will go to some other dealership for future service or to buy his next car, or will tell friends to service or buy their cars at another dealership. In a minute, we'll see how a structured service department quality control system can prevent this kind of a thing from happening. But first, discuss and consider this question. How could this incident have been avoided? The most direct and effective way would predictably have been for the dealership to use a quality control system. This kind of system would include a quality control inspector who would either share quality control responsibilities with his or her normal duties, or in larger shops or ideal situations would attend exclusively to service department quality control. Through this kind of system, the inspector would have made sure the work performed on Jay's car was correct and that it conformed to established quality standards. We've used this system successfully. Let me show you what I mean. Following a simplified quality control workflow system, after a vehicle is brought into a service department, a repair order is written, specifying the customer's needs. The vehicle is either diagnosed on the spot or is road tested to identify the real problem. Next, the vehicle is dispatched to a technician and necessary repairs are made. Then the vehicle is sent to the quality control area where the repair is inspected and the decision, is the repair correct, is made. If the repair is not correct, the job is sent back to the appropriate technician. When the job is correct, of course, the vehicle is ready for delivery to its owner. Now that we've seen the kind of situation that can develop if this kind of quality control system isn't present to catch service shortcomings, let's turn this negative situation around. Let's see if we can get an example of how a service department quality control system works and exactly what it does. Let's try this again. Jay's taken his car to be serviced, same problems as before, same dealership. But this time, Jay's service experience was a positive one, thanks to a service department quality control system. Here comes Jay now, and this time he's smiling. That's one sign of a positive service experience. Let's find out what's going on.
Hi, Mr. Summers. What can I do for you?
Hello, Sam. I was just wondering how you managed to track down that oil leak problem.
The one you thought was at the oil pan?
Yeah, that's the one. On the repair order, it says you fixed the valve cover gasket. Do you mean to tell me that's where all that oil was coming from?
That's the place. Our QC inspector checked the car after the technician tightened the oil pan. He road tested it and then let it sit for a while. And that's when he found the oil was coming from the valve cover. So he sent it back to the technician who'd worked on it to get the leak fixed.
Oh, good job. But what's this QC inspector?
Quality control inspector. He checks our service department work before it leaves the dealership.
Sounds good. But I didn't know dealerships used people like that.
Not all of them do. If you've got a minute, I'll show you the quality control area. We're pretty proud of it. Anyway, I've got to pick up some paperwork I left there earlier.
Well, all right. But I noticed just about everyone else has gone home for the day. Am I keeping you overtime?
No, don't worry. I'm waiting for a call from my wife. She's picking me up on her way back from the optometrist. I got to refit her glasses because they didn't get them right the first time.
Annoying, isn't it?
You're telling me. We're not going back there again.
How about that? There's a sharp contrast between that scene and our first scenario, all because a condition was identified by the quality control inspector and then was corrected. In a minute, we'll see how this quality control system works. But first, I want to make a very important point regarding the establishment of this type of system. When a service department quality control system is started at a dealership, it must be apparent that the system has full support of the dealer and all dealership management. The initial and one of the most important steps in implementing a quality control system is requesting and receiving management's commitment to the system up front, because that lends credibility to this area, the quality control department. One way to do this is to establish a quality control team made up of dealership management and technicians. The team can set quality goals, and, well, it's exactly what Sam's telling Jay about right now. Let's listen.
It's not just our quality control inspector that sets our quality control policies. I'm on the QC team, and so are some other members of our dealership management, as well as a number of technicians who are interested. Really, it's a team effort.
Well, it has to be. So this is it.
Yeah, this is our quality control area. We put up the sign because we're proud of it. We figure people should know we've got it.
And the quality control inspector decides whether the service work looks good or...
Well, that's part of it, Mr. Summers. Before we set up the quality control system, we set quality control standards and goals for the dealership. For ideas, we used a service development system called Service Supremacy. The part of service supremacy that discusses quality control has evaluators that help us assess our quality control function and establish quality control standards for the dealership, as well as set job requirements for our QC inspector.
And the goals you mentioned?
They're part of the papers I left out here earlier. We set regular service improvement goals and document quality control progress. Then our inspector makes graphs and charts to post on the bulletin board to let our service technicians see how the quality control system is doing. Sort of lets them see their progress.
Your quality control inspector must be a pretty knowledgeable guy.
He is. We were lucky to find him here in the shop instead of having to look for someone elsewhere. John's one of our technicians who showed a special interest in the quality control system. He had the qualifications, so we promoted him to quality control inspector. It worked out fine. John's got a lot of credibility with the other technicians.
You mean you have one person responsible only for quality control inspection?
That's right. We've got a lot of service traffic, so John stays busy. But some shops find it's more efficient to have, say, the shop foreman or the service advisor or service manager also act as QC inspector, in addition to their other duties.
You know, watching over this whole system must be a big challenge for John.
It is, but he's got the final say on quality, so he loves it. Let's get back to my area just in case my wife calls.
Okay. Oh, that's quite an operation you have back there.
Thanks. First, our general manager held a meeting with everyone in the service department and told them how the new quality control system was going to work. All our managers attended to show support for the new quality control system. Then he put an explanation of the system on the service department bulletin board, including everybody's responsibilities.
Well, whenever you start something new like that, people are going to have questions.
They sure did. But we, those of us on the quality control team, answered their questions as best we could. We posted a list of checkpoints where we felt quality control inspection was important, like road testing drivability problems before writing up a repair order.
And I suppose checking a car after it's fixed, like you did with mine.
Exactly. But we set up a priority system for checking repairs if we're too busy to check them all. For instance, we check all repeat repairs and work done by new hires. All safety repairs are checked, and drivability problems are tested. Also, we spot check a good percentage of the other repairs.
And John finds time to do all this?
Not always. When it's necessary, our shop foreman and service manager help out, especially with road tests during peak working hours.
It must save a lot of time if the technicians do the job right in the first place.
It does. That's why our service manager makes sure our technicians get any new information they need, like technical bulletins, service manuals, and ProTech training programs. Or we send them to the training classes at the GM training centers. But we still got to back up this quality control attitude over time by using graphs and customer feedback reports. They tell us what customers think of our service. Also, it's important to discuss results and to point out and correct problems before they get out of hand. The system's got to be maintained. It's got to stay credible with the employees if it's going to work.
Well, judging by the job you did for me, I'd say it's working just fine. How long has the system been in place?
About 1.5 years. Oh, and it sure helped. Our service record shows it. Here, have a look. I'm working on this chart for a quality control presentation I'm making first thing in the morning. As you can see, we've had fewer repeat repairs in the last 90 days. I keep all the repeat repair records in this binder. And you can see fewer repeat repairs have been the trend all year. These records also help me to spot such trends as technicians who need training or attention in certain areas.
Do your technicians really stay enthusiastic about the system?
They do, but we encourage them. We make sure they know they're part of the organization and part of the quality control decision-making process. We let them know when they've done good work and give them the recognition they deserve. That's a big part of it.
Well, it's time for me to get home. Well, thanks again for finding that oil leak and explaining your quality control system to me.
Nice talking with you.
Good night.
And stop in again.
I will. Good night.
Good night. Hello? Hi, hon. Do the glasses fit okay? Well, it's about time. Yeah. Don't worry. Next time we'll get them someplace else. Fine. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
So there we have it, an informal explanation of what it takes to make a service department quality control system click. As we've seen, it means a continuing effort on everyone's part, but the results are worth it. In review, these are the steps Sam's dealership followed in implementing the service department quality control system. First, to implement a quality control system, get management support. And second, establish a quality control team. Third, the team should set quality control standards and goals. And fourth, establish service objectives allowing measurement of quality control results. Fifth, present the quality control plan to service employees. Sixth, answer quality control questions and offer employees clarification when necessary. Seventh, post an outline stating specific employee responsibilities for quality control. This outline also includes specific checkpoints where service department quality control is essential. Eighth, hold frequent service department meetings to communicate program results and establish realistic service department improvement goals. Ninth, encourage employees to discuss problems or potential problems to make sure they're taken care of before they get out of hand. And 10th, maintain the system. Keep it current by improving and updating it whenever necessary. From time to time, re-emphasize the importance of the quality control system. Employees must know that it's an ongoing process, not simply a short-term program. It's this kind of team effort, combining improved Chevrolet manufacturing quality with improved dealership service quality, that helps prove to customers that Chevrolet products are the best values for the money. A properly structured service department quality control system means fewer costly repeat repairs, as well as increased customer loyalty and more business. It's a major step toward 100% customer satisfaction. The reference book accompanying this disc contains additional how-to information on setting up a service department quality control program. When this disc is over, refer to it and take the progress review at the end of the book. We'll close this video disc with some quality control system review questions. Now, to indicate the one correct answer to a question, press the corresponding number on your touchpad. A correct response will advance the program to the next question. An incorrect response will cause the program to loop back for a review of the information referred to in a question. Then the question will appear again,